In this video, we are going to learn 5.4 phase diagram. There are several learning objectives, which are A. Define phase, triple point, and critical point. B. Identify triple and critical point on the phase diagram. C. Sketch the phase diagram of H2O and CO2. D. Compare the phase diagram of H2O and CO2 and explain the anomalous behaviour of H2O. And lastly, E. Describe the changes in phase with respect to temperature and pressure. Phase, a homogeneous part of a system that is in contact with another homogeneous part of the system but separated by a well-defined boundary. A phase diagram is used to describe the phases and changes between the phases under different temperature or pressure. Sebagai contoh, kita ada liquid dan juga gas. So, liquid dengan gas ni, dia adalah homogeneous part yang in contact with each other tapi diseparate by a well-defined boundary. So, kita gunakan phase diagram untuk describe the changes between phases iaitu solid, liquid dan juga vapor. The following diagram shows the normal phase diagram. You can see in this diagram solid, liquid and vapor phase. From solid to liquid, there are two processes which are melting and freezing. Between liquid and vapor, there are vaporization and condensation. And lastly, between solid and vapor, there are sublimation and deposition. There are also 2 points which we should know, which are triple point and critical point. Triple point is the point at which the vapor, liquid and solid states of a substance are in equilibrium, while critical point is the point at which the vapor cannot be condensed to a liquid. The following diagram shows the phase diagram of water. From the phase diagram, we can know that H2O is a liquid at 1 atm and 25 degrees Celsius. Point F is the freezing point of H2O, 1 atm and 0 degrees Celsius. Point B is the boiling point of H2O, 1 atm and 100 degrees Celsius. The triple point of H2O is point T at 0.006 atm and 0.01 degrees Celsius. The critical point of H2O, point C, is at 218.3 atm and 374 degrees Celsius. Before we continue, please make correction to your lecture notes on the phase diagram of CO2. While you are doing corrections, the keyword for this video is phase. I repeat, the keyword for this video is phase. Based on the phase diagram of CO2, we can see that CO2 is a gas at 1 atm and 25 degrees Celsius. The triple point of CO2 is at 5.11 atm and negative 56.4 degrees Celsius. As we can see here, since the triple point is above 1 atm, solid CO2 does not melt when heated at 1 atm. They sublimes directly into vapor. Liquid CO2 exists and stable at high pressure, which is above 5.11 atm. While the critical point of CO2, point C, is at 72.8 atm and 31.1 degree Celsius. At this temperature and above, gaseous CO2 cannot be liquefied no matter how great the pressure is. Anomalous behaviour of H2O. The phase diagram of water is not typical. The curve between solid and liquid for most compounds slant to the right, positive slope, because solid is denser than liquid. However, the line boundary between solid and liquid of H2O slant to the left, which is negative slope, which means the melting temperature decrease with temperature. Okey, phase diagram untuk water dia tak sama macam most compounds. Most compounds, the curve between solid and liquid dia akan ke arah kanan sebab solid lebih dense daripada liquid. However, untuk line boundary antara solid dan liquid H2O dia ke arah kiri, menandakan ice is less dense than water. Dan kita akan dapat melting temperature yang akan berkurang dengan temperature dia. The anomalous behaviour of H2O happens because ice is less dense than water, where ice occupies more volume than the liquid. An increase in pressure favours the formation of liquid, which occupy less space. Thus, the higher the pressure, the lower the temperature at which ice melts. Okey, anomalous behaviour ni disebabkan ice adalah kurang tumpat daripada water, di mana ice occupies more volume daripada liquid. Ini kita belajar dalam chapter 4 dulu. Disebabkan ni, solid dengan liquid line tu pergi ke arah kiri sikit. An increase in pressure, so bila pressure increase, dia akan favour the formation of liquid. Maksudnya semakin tinggi pressure, semakin senang untuk terjadi liquid. Ini telah menyebabkan semakin tinggi pressure, semakin rendah temperature untuk ais cair sebab dia lagi senang untuk jadi liquid. Okey, last sekali kita nak tengok macam mana changes in phase berlaku menggunakan phase diagram. Sebagai contoh, kita ada phase diagram untuk CO2. Okey, soalannya, state the changes in phase if CO2 is cooled from 30 degrees Celsius to 24 degrees Celsius at 70 atm. So, first kali kita identify dekat mana 70 atm. Tengok mula-mula dekat 30 degrees Celsius, dia dalam keadaan vapor. Kemudian dia jumpa garisan. So, garisan tu menunjukkan liquid vapor at equilibrium. And last kali kita berada dekat 24 degree Celsius, di mana dia berada dalam keadaan liquid. So, kita boleh tulis CO2 changes from vapor to liquid vapor at equilibrium, then it changes to liquid phase. Macam tu je, senang. Soalan kedua, state the changes in phase if CO2 is compressed from 1 atm to 10 atm isothermally at negative 60 degree Celsius. So first, kita identify dekat mana negative 60 degree Celsius. Okay, so dekat situ Okay, kemudian kita tengok at 1 atm, dia berada dalam keadaan vapor. Kemudian jumpa dengan garisan antara solid dan juga vapor. So, dia ada dalam keadaan solid vapor at equilibrium. Kemudian last sekali dekat 10 atm, dia berada dalam keadaan solid. So, kita boleh tulis CO2 changes from vapor to solid vapor at equilibrium, then it changes to solid phase. Soalan ketiga, determine how solid CO2 undergoes sublimations. Ini berlaku antara solid dan juga vapor. So, kalau kita tengok dalam diagram, untuk jadi vapor, dia mestilah heated to a temperature above negative 56.4 degrees Celsius and under 5.11 atm. Barulah berlaku perubahan daripada solid pergi ke arah vapor. Okey, kita tengok exercise 24. By referring to phase diagram of CO2, describe the phase change when CO2 undergoes isobaric heating at 5.2 atm pressure. Isobaric tu maksudnya pressure tu remain constant. Okay, so kalau kita tengok dalam diagram 5.2, cari dulu dekat mana. Kemudian tengok, mula-mula 5.2 mula dengan solid. Kemudian kita pergi ke arah kanan, kita jumpa line di antara solid dan juga liquid. So, solid liquid at equilibrium. Kita move lagi ke kanan, kita jumpa phase liquid. Kita move lagi ke kanan, kita jumpa garisan di antara liquid dan juga vapor. So, itu adalah liquid vapor at equilibrium. Kita move ke kanan lagi, kita akan jumpa phase vapor. Tapi kenapa kita move ke arah kanan? Sebab kita kata isobaric heating. So, isobaric heating maksudnya daripada temperature rendah ke temperature tinggi lah. Which is daripada kiri ke kanan. So, kita boleh tulis solid CO2 changes to solid liquid at equilibrium, then changes to liquid, then changes to liquid vapor at equilibrium, and then changes to vapor. B. By referring to phase diagram of H2O, describe the phase change when pressure is applied to water isothermally at 0.01 degree Celsius. Isothermally tu maksudnya temperature yang constant. So, kita tengok dekat mana 0.01 degree Celsius. So, kita mula daripada vapor, kemudian jumpa dekat triple point iaitu solid, liquid, vapor at equilibrium, and then last sekali kita berada dekat liquid phase. So, kita boleh tulis vapor H2O changes to solid, liquid, vapor at equilibrium and then changes to liquid. So, itu saja. Thank you.